Soul is about jazz musician and middle school band teacher Joe, who suffers a critical injury. So his soul takes a journey and tries to return to his body with the help of another soul, 22. Along the way, Joe and 22 encounter an ally named Moonwind, a hippie who can transverse to the soul world. Moonwind explains that living humans who get lost in the zone are temporarily transported into the spirit realm. So he spends his time in the soul world, doing what he can to help lost souls return to their rightful place. Essentially, humans lost in the zone and lost souls are two sides of the same coin. Being in the zone is generally a good thing until it becomes one's only focus, and the soul, whether human or pure, becomes lost when they are caught up in a cycle that it leads them to losing touch with the rest of reality. Being in the zone and being a lost soul are not that different. So keep that in mind as we go through 10 times a Pixar character went into the zone. Number 10, Doc Hudson. Disney Pixar best scene from Cars 2006 is when the fabulous Doc Hudson finally drives it out on a track after 52 years of hiding. Everything about this scene was perfect. The music, the animation, and the emotion Doc and Lightning are feeling, and it's easy to explain without any dialogue. It was awesome how he isn't running right at first, blasting smoke until he finally hits his power band, revving like he was supposed to. A wonderful clip about finding purpose again despite age. I love that you can pinpoint the exact moment the increased fuel pressures from rising the rails cleared the gunk out of his jets and he started running smoothly. And the emotion of the run, the doubt, the commitment, the determination, and finally the enjoyment. Just a fantastic scene. And what lets me know that he was in the zone was when it was all said and done, when he was racing with himself, he was startled when Lightning McQueen drove up to him. Hudson wasn't aware of anything or anyone around him once he went into the zone. Number 9, Ratatouille, cooking scene. After the hapless new garbage boy accidentally ruined the soup, Remy falls into the kitchen. He attempts to escape but can't help himself. He has to stop and fix the soup. The restaurant is an adventure world for Remy as he runs and jumps around the kitchen and adding different ingredients to the soup. And once again, just like Doc Hudson, when he was in the zone, we see Remy being startled as he was himself in the zone, but instead of racing, he was cooking. Number 8, Finding Nemo, the Nemo egg scene. Marlin's life is changed forever when his wife Coral comes face to face with this monster. Coral is so worried about the eggs she has laid nearby that she cannot bring herself to flee home. The barracuda is a predatory fish seen at the beginning of this film, invading the reef where Marlin and Carol have made their home. Carol sees her eggs and, ignoring Marlin's warning, rushes to protect them. Marlin attempts to defend Carol, but he is no match for the barracuda and is not unconscious. Marlin awakes to find that the barracuda has left from sight. An egg is left slightly damaged, which later hatched into Nemo. This is the other side of the coin that I stated. It's due to this awful event in Marlin's life that lead to him losing in touch with the rest of reality, thus making him a lost soul for a period in his life. Number 7, Brave movie archery scene. The daughter of royalty, Merida, is a Scottish princess who just wants to live a spontaneous life, making independent choices. Her interests includes archery and horse riding, which is quite the opposite of what her mother highly expects. Merida's desire is to escape the duty of a princess, specifically getting married. The purpose of the marriage is to bring peace and harmony within the divided clans. An archery game is played for the hand of Merida. After seeing a participant hit their arrow right in the middle of the bullseye, Merida could not accept the winning. For them, it meant having to marry their competitor. Merida refused to get married. In order for the marriage to not happen, she participated in the game herself. And it's here we see that Merida goes into the zone. Everything is slow and she blocks out everything to get the perfect bullseye. Number 6, Un Poco Loco from Coco. Un Poco Loco is sung by Miguel and Hector to find himself performing on the fly at a music contest in the land of the dead. to win an invitation to Ernesto's party. We see the two getting lost and losing themselves in the music, becoming so immersed in the sounds that the world around them fades away momentarily, to be fully and deeply engrossed in the moment, to such a degree that as to be unaware of or insensitive to the outside world. And also Miguel and Hector wouldn't be the only person from Pixar to have gotten lost while playing music. Number 5, Inside Out, Riley runs away. The idea of running away now presents itself clearly to her mind as she takes it. To pay for a bus ticket, she steals her mother a credit card, thus rejecting the honesty accepted of her personality without any fanfare. She leaves her house, pretending to go to school. She turns off her phone after receiving a call from her mother, thus rejecting her sense of family. As she boards a bus to Minnesota, she becomes completely emotionless, disconnected from herself, having lost all her personality. This sounds like Riley became a lost soul during this point. But it was at this moment joy and sadness came back. Sadness takes the idea of running away out of Riley. Riley suddenly comes back to her senses, gets off the bus and runs back home to find her parents very worried. Number 4, Onward, Final Battle with Monster. Barley discovers the needed gem inside a historic fountain across the street from a high school and retrieves it. This triggers the curse Corey spoke of, which creates a dragon-shaped golem out of pieces of the school and other nearby objects bent on claiming the gem. Ian's staff is knocked into the ocean during the battle with the golem, but he reforms it from a splinter embedded in his hand and continues the fight. They were able to defeat the golem as Ian remembers everything he learned during his adventure with his brother Barley. During the fight, Corey was definitely in the zone. Number 3, Incredibles, Ballpark At Work. Insecure is an insurance company Bob has worked for, but ultimately gets fired from. Under the grip of Gilbert, it was not allowed to aid potentially insured customers, although Mr. Incredible usually attempted to help them get around loopholes, which earned him to be in trouble by the boss, who did not want to help the customers. Although, when directly asked about it, he tries to deny it, citing that the law requires him to deny it. We can see that Bob does not want to be here. He's not living the life he wants. And this reminds me of the hedge fund manager in the Soul movie. So he ended up in the zone. Then I suspect that the same has happened with Bob. Toy Story 3, opening scene. At the beginning of the film, the scene takes place in the Wild West with an action sequence in which Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, playing One-Eyed Bart and One-Eyed Betty, are committing a train robbery until Woody appears to stop the crime. Woody is knocked off the train by One-Eyed Betty when she hits him in the face with her purse, only to be caught by Jesse riding on Bullseye. Then Bart and Betty set off an explosion that destroys the bridge and makes their escape in their car driven by aliens. Woody tries to save the orphans, troll dolls, by applying the brakes on the train. But the train keeps going until it falls off the bridge, leaving Jesse to presume that Woody and the orphans have died. Suddenly, the orphans and Woody are saved by Buzz Lightyear, catching the whole train before disintegrating the One-Eye's getaway car with his laser. This leads to a standoff between Woody, Buzz, and Jesse against the One-Eyed couple and the aliens, made more fierce when One-Eyed Bart summons Slinky, playing the attack dog with the built-in force field, to which Woody responds by summoning the Rex, with Jesse yodeling. Suddenly, Ham, playing Dr. Evil Porkchop, flies into view in his airship, and he picks up the One-Eyed couple and their associates and presses a button labeled Death by Monkeys. A huge army of monkeys are released, and they are quickly sworn and brought down by Rex before catching Woody. Buzz and Jesse are holding them down so they can't escape. Just as One-Eyed Bart is about to press the death button, the secret ends and it goes into Andy's room, revealing that it was all just an imagination of a child. So, if you don't think Andy was in the zone and he was thinking all of this up, I don't know what to tell you. Number 1, Soul. Joe goes into the zone. Of course, number 1 has to be Joe from the movie Soul. A down on his luck jazz musician, middle school band teacher Joe Gardner finally gets what he hopes, his big break. He was going to play jazz professionally and broke into the music industry as a pianist for Dorothea Williams' jazz quartet And it was here that we see a person literally go into the zone. Joe enters a flow state, a mental state in which he is performing and is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement and enjoyment in the process of the activity. So, what do you think? Was there a Pixar character that I didn't have on the list that should have been? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed these type of videos and want to hear more, then be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. This is Hajj Homage, and you're watching Summer Fridge. Alright, I'm out.